Number 4, structured sales system.
A structured sales system. Okay. What are you doing now when it comes to selling? Tell me a little bit about, tell me what you do first again.
I do e-commerce websites. People who
Oh,
sell
you
online.
have small businesses
Yes.
that have e-commerce. Got it, right? That's right.
And they're happy to find me. I don't advertise, and I think that I'm not exactly sure what a structured sales system is, but I'm pretty sure that I don't have it exactly structured.
It's good. I bet you don't if you don't know.
Yeah.
A sales system is, well, here's what's funny, okay? It's interesting how most of our businesses have a system. Whatever system it is we have. Okay, let's take yours for example. If somebody decides they want you to put together an e-commerce site for them, you ask them questions and you learn about what they're looking for, but you have a process that you go through.
I do.
Someone is customized, obviously, depending on what the person needs, but you don't, off the top of your head, decide, I'm going to do this time. You got a system that works for you, correct?
That's right. I do have that.
Yeah, okay. That's your internal structured system. A sales system is the process that you use to bring your business to market. And what's so interesting is most people that are in sales, that wear that sales hat at all, are mostly in sales because somebody along the way said, you got a good personality, you should be in sales. That being said, most people in sales feel like they don't have to have a system. I'll just go out and shake hands and pat people on the back and don't buy from me because I'm charming. That's not how it works. Sales is the same. So whatever business you are in, the process that you use to, when somebody signs up with you to bring them to the end, is the same thing, except this is how you take that to market. So a selling system has particular pieces in it, and it's what to do. It's not memorizing scripts. If ever you're talking to somebody that says, here's the script that you should use, we all know what that sounds like. We get those calls at 6 o'clock at night. Okay, they're not very pleasant. A system is using your own style and your own personality, but you know the steps to go through. So you avoid stuff like, think it over, I'll let you know, call me next week, call me in a month, I don't have money right now. All those excuses, you avoid those things. Okay, so that's what a structured selling system is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, another one. Yes, sir.
Blaming the economy and/or price for why businesses don't close.
So, in other words, you're saying you do that, your people do that, or the prospects do that?
Prospects.
Prospects do that. Anybody else have that experience? What a great excuse, though. It's very believable, isn't it? I find that funny when I hear people say, well, it's not that they weren't interested in my product, they were, they just don't have any money. I'm like, so did you meet them under a bridge? Did they go to work on a bus? And when you tried to email them, did it come back because they have no more computer? They have money, okay? We all have money. Now, we may not have as much as we had a couple of years ago, but we all have it. We just decide how we're going to spend it. And today, we're much more particular about how we spend it. So our job is to help people self-realize that they want and need what you have. Or they don't, okay? But our job is to get people to self-realize that. The problem with selling, the reason we get those excuses about the economy and all that, is because selling has always seemed like it should be a one-way entity. In other words, somebody says, well, tell me what you do, by the way.
Self-storage.
That's right, self-storage. So why should I use you guys as opposed to the other storage people down the street? And you go, well, you should use us because we have this and we have that and we're right here and we can do boat storage and we can do this and we can do that. And we lay out all that stuff. Okay? And people hear that and they go, oh, okay, well, that sounds good. You know what? I'll think about it and I'll let you know. We typically don't hear back from them. Why is that? Because we just told them all the reasons to work with us. Humans don't work that way. We've got to come up with it ourselves. That's how we make decisions. And when you do blowout stuff like that and people do make a decision to buy from you, mostly they've already made the decision in their head before you got there. Now, if you're lucky enough to get in front of a ton of people like that, great. But most people need to feel themselves that they've made that decision. So it doesn't matter what you say that you do. If they don't internalize it and discover it themselves, it doesn't become theirs. Okay? So people love to buy it, they just don't like to be sold. When we're selling to them, that's where they give you those excuses. And I'll give you that example. I'll give you an example now. Okay? Let's say, or let's remember back to when we were single. Okay? Because this whole thing, selling selling at all of this is all about the human experience, bringing in the human factor, okay?
Some of us still are.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Some people are still human or still single. Just making sure. Okay, so let's think about that for a second. Remember when we were single, or we are single, okay? I can only speak from the female side of the world, okay? But we all have lists, okay? Women's lists sound similar to, they don't have to be the same, but they sound similar to, I want a good provider, I want somebody who's a good listener, I want to marry my best friend, I want him to be a good dad, you know, this is all the stuff, okay? Men, I don't want to hear your lists. They're not the same, okay? But, so here's what happens. You got this list in your head, right? And you meet someone, a guy or a girl, and you decide, okay, nice person, I'm going to go out with them. So you go out to dinner, and, you know, I'll use me as an, so somebody says, and I'm married, but I use me as an experience, and somebody says, Greta, I'm so glad we had an opportunity to get together and to go out, because really, you know, I don't think that much. I work a lot, because I really, someday, I want to really be a good provider for somebody. That's very, very important to me. So it's important for me to work hard and do well in my career so I can be a good provider. Because, you know, someday I really do want to get married. I mean, I'm a very romantic person, and I want to be very romantic, and I think that's important to me. So I want to make sure that I'm providing the right things. Because to me, I want to marry my best friend, because I'm a really good listener. And I do that very well, and I think that's what it happens to be a good friend. And I really want to have a bunch of kids. I mean, I really see myself as being a good dad. Okay, so if you're me, what are you doing at this point if you're a female?
Signing them up.
No way.
How about the women in the room? What are you doing? They're running. They're running in the other direction. Why?
So much information.
That's the list of stuff you just said you wanted, right? I just listed those things. How come I don't want them? How come? Why am I running?
It's still too fast.
Right. Sales is the same. And people say to me, I would never do that. Really? So when somebody says, well, why should I get e-commerce from you? If you said, well, you should get it from me because we do this and we do that, we have it on time, we have this and we have good prices, all the things that I want, but you just told me all of them, and I go, now I don't believe you. Sales is exactly the same. So you need to stop rattling off all the things that you do that are so wonderful, because nobody believes you. You have to ask the right questions to get them to self-discover that what you do is what they want. So it's in the question, not the tell. That makes sense? If you get less of those excuses, when you stop telling people all the wonderful things you do, and say to them, when somebody says to me, why should I work with you? Why should I hire your training company? Why should I buy your product? You know what my answer is? I don't know. Maybe you should. I don't know enough about you yet. I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Now, if you want to take a few minutes, let me ask you a few questions. You'll have some for me. And at the end of our few minutes, we can at least discover if there's something to talk about, and that makes sense. And if there is something to talk about, we can make some time to sit down and talk further. And if there's not, all we did was waste a few minutes. What do you think? That is the answer.